Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm about to join Gabrielle with her film, Born to be Bad. Let's take a look at the clip. Gabrielle, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the NewFilmmakers LA family. Thank you so much for bringing your film to us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This has been awesome.
Yeah. For those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis.
So this is a music video based off Blake Corpse's song, Born to be Bad. It's very Lana Del Rey coded and inspired, but
it is Lana Del Rey inspired.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it sort of takes us through the grief and grieving stages of going over an ex. And like the lust, the despair, the anger, the sadness. It just takes us all through that in this like trippy, artistic, fun way.
It was amazing. Now, Gabrielle, where did the inspiration come about? This Lana Del Rey inspired performance. Like, where did this all come about? And this idea, because it really was like this brilliant imagination that you had to create this film.
As much as I want to take credit for it, it's mostly Blake's idea.
Yeah.
I had to make a music video for my course in school. And I sort of did this like audition process where I was like, hey, I have a lot of resources that you wouldn't normally have. And like artists out there that want something made, give me a pitch. That's something that I'd be interested to shoot as a DP, because that's what I am. I'm a director of photography first, not so much a producer and director. But Blake, I met at a queer club, so and
it's the best place to meet other filmmakers. There you go, I love it.
But he DM'd me this beautiful premise of like desert landscapes, bright reds, and just interesting colors in this very specific vision that I was like, I want to shoot this. And so we met up and talked about concepts at coffee shops, and we'd build like images and scenes, and we'd sort of stitch together this story on how it all came together and how it all makes sense. But a lot of it was kind of just playing around with visuals and exploring how we could turn this desert thing into this like campy queer like thing.
You did a really great job, and it makes a lot of sense that you are a DP, because it really was wonderfully shot in this like awesome location as well. Firstly, I was, as a producer, I was thinking about you. I was like, you were shooting this in location. It looks a little like you're in the desert. Like, how was this big? Where did you kind of find your location and kind of where you knew you wanted to kind of shoot it?
Right, that was kind of a battle. We initially looked at a lot of national parks, and there was a lot of issues with permitting, and we initially settled on a paid location, which is the same location that like Doja Cat and a ton of other people have shot music videos in.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's good enough for them. Hey, it's good. Yeah, wonderful.
But it's an awesome location. We found this and booked it, and it was a long drive from Burbank, because all my crew is based in Burbank. They were my film school buddies, and we came out and shot this thing, and we had so much sunscreen. We still managed to all get sunburnt. But
oh no!
We had a lot of water. It was a lot of fun. It was very hot, but we made do with it, and it was a memory that we'll always keep forever.
I mean, this idea was like super intriguing, super fun. Like, oh my goodness me! Like, I was just like in it. Like, how was this experience for you? Like, how did you kind of work as a director? Did you kind of know each and every kind of like shot that you were doing, or was there kind of some experimental things? Because I mean, this was a very interesting character with a story, and we didn't really know where we were going, but we loved where we were being taken.
So a lot of this was just coming up with visuals, and like sort of we found the visuals first, and then sort of stitched the story together of like, okay, we're going on a trip, we're grieving, we're lusting, we're thinking about things that we wish we had, stuff like that. A lot of the visuals were super experimental in that some of the stuff that we shot, like the piano, there's a scene of him sitting on the piano and, you know, being camp and everything.
Yeah.
That was just found on set. We just found that. We were like,
Really?
oh. So
I love it.
we like put like 2-3 shots of him just walking around a side, and we were like, all right, we're going to shoot this. And
I love it.
it was a lot of fun. The
Yeah.
Cadillac was also a huge part of the visuals. It was
Love
something
that Cadillac.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's Blake's. He brought it.
Awesome.
And inspired a lot of the stuff. A lot of it, we had to like conform around restrictions, in that we didn't have a lot of the permitting and the money to, you know, drive it, you know, under proper procedure. So it was like finding ways to keep this static car and like find ways to keep it interesting and like, keep it around the story between this mannequin and him. So
Yeah, no, you really did. So how was it directed a mannequin this time? You know, like, no, you had a really fantastic actor leading the way. You know, because it's a little different in a music video. It's a little different in this kind of context. So how do you work with that when you just got, obviously it's very much a visual experience rather than even just obviously dialogue experience?
Right. It was kind of fun. It was more so directing Blake how to interact with the mannequin.
Yeah.
And I would tell him like, oh, imagine this is the person you wrote the song about, you know, or like imagine this feeling and, you know, exert it on the mannequin. And a lot of it was kind of fun because we could build compositions in like a very stoic, almost stills photography kind of way. And that you know, we weren't moving as much, you know, we could be very intentional about composition. So it was very fun to play with that.
Yeah, I mean, was it I mean, it looked like a fun experience. Like,
it was so much fun. We were just goofing off half the time. We were like, oh my God, like this would look cool. Or what if we did this? And it was a lot of just playing. And
It's funny. You can just, I was like, oh, I felt the energy. I was like, oh, they had a great time making this. This is fun. What have you kind of mostly, looking back on it, learned from this particular experience?
So I think the biggest challenge, or not the biggest challenge, sorry, the best thing I learned from this was letting go of creative control and trusting that collaborative process. I think because we shared the vision so like in sync, it was a really cool way to just play. And as someone who tends to be a perfectionist, I mean, I'm a DP, it's what we do. It was a lot of fun to just let go of all of that, especially with it being day exterior. There wasn't a lot we could do, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So a lot of it was finding the right way that the light hit them, and just finding cool shots that, you know, and we'd find the story and stitch the story later. It was like, let's find these cool visuals because this is an acid trip. Like,
most
the whole story is this crazy acid trip and how he uses that to grieve. So,
and we're all on this trip with you, enjoying it from a visual perspective. What was lovely, I love that you both met each other in a queer bar, and then you're now going to be part of our LGBT plus film festival tomorrow. We're so excited to have your film with us. What's it been like taking it on the journey, and you know, how does it feel also being part of just a whole group of queer stories and filmmakers as well?
It's been an honor to be a part of this. Being queer representation has been such a huge part of my own acceptance journey. That I want to keep making media and art and shows and movies and things like that people can relate to and see themselves in, you know, and not feel like it's weird for being them.
Absolutely.
This particular music video was huge because it cemented a lifelong friendship. And like it was a way that I found like my queer base at home, you know, and to see so much other incredible films by talented other queer filmmakers as well is very inspiring and exciting to see. And I'm honored to be a part of that group.
Oh. No, we're really happy to have you part of this. I mean, it's every time I see, you know, like even, you know, your leading character, I was like, oh yes, you know what I mean? Like it was so nice to see something that was just different, and as a queer person, just makes you just feel included and part of it. So really, really fantastic. Where are you taking us next? What's the journey? What are you DPing next? Where's your imagination taking us next?
I'm actually working in development for a feature film. It's a story about a trans girl, Violet, who is in Floridian high school. And with Florida law, there's a law that if a child is caught using HRT, they can get taken under government custody. And it was something that I found out years ago that I thought was insane and nobody was talking about it. So I was like, I want to make a narrative film that can humanize trans youth in a way that audiences that wouldn't typically be invested in the queer community, you know, see someone and be like, hey, that's just a person, right? This isn't this crazy debate that we need to have, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in development for that.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Thank you. So I'll hopefully be DPing that. I've brought on writers to help me flesh this out, and I'm bringing on a team as we speak. But yeah, what I do is I love queer art and queer media, and that's, you know, primarily what I want to do as a DP and as a filmmaker. Yeah. So I'm just creating those opportunities for myself.
Well, you're doing it.
Thank you.
So you're already doing it, and we're so proud of you, and we're so glad to have you part of the New Filmmakers LA family. We'll never let you go now. That's it. We'll just be like supporting you wherever you go. So I can't wait to see this feature film. I think that is such a fantastic story, and I'm so glad that you're making that. But thank you very much for Born to Be Bad. We're looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gabrielle, everybody.